hopefully. Oh, it says it's starting soon. And I might have to do some editing on the audio podcast, but that's just the way it's going to be. Starting. So, oh, there we go. Now,
Okay.
and the goal is to that people of us on you. Why not? We are live, but
Okay.
oh, I just got rid of the are you still there, Lou?
I'm still here. Yep.
Oh, and of course, my audio settings is all messed up on. There. I think it's okay. There we go. I think my audio settings are back.
Got it?
No, it's not there. No, it's not there. We were going so good. We probably just should not have even done video. Audio. Let's try this again. And okay, if this just doesn't go, then I'm just going to turn the live video off, and we'll just continue on with just audio. If this just doesn't, it show. Oh, maybe I have to hold on. Let's try that. There we go. Now we're back. And oops, not that. Okay. I think we have this. Let me turn that up. Close the app. People wait to see a behind the scenes look at all this. I think we have. Let me just move this over to here. There we go. Okay, so now people can see you, but my video is small, but that's just well, no, window. My video is still small on this, but that's just because it's not the way I want it to be. Okay. We'll just have to wing with that.
Okay.
I'm not going to reopen that. It's just not working. All right. So let's move on and talk about special education in a time of social distancing. Tell us your first initial thoughts when this started.
So what happened for us, we had been working all semester on our unified theater production, which was The Wizard of Oz. And it was supposed to take place on Wednesday, March 18th. And we had a performance in the morning at Pontiac High School and in the evening at the Eagle Theater. And so as this was all transpiring, we had to make the difficult decision on March 13th, which was a Friday, that we were canceling the program at the Eagle Theater and that we would still have the one at the high school. Well, then on the 13th, as I was going home, we heard the announcement from our governor was going to be closed starting on Tuesday the 17th, which meant no unified theater production on the next day, the Wednesday, the 18th. So our first thoughts were very crushing. We thought, okay, then we thought it was just going to be for 2 weeks. And then we thought, okay, we'll have some sort of performance when we get back. Maybe we'll just do pictures. Maybe we'll do whatever. And then as it kept going, then we realized that school's out. So that probably has been the hardest thing. And then also on the 13th, we had to make the difficult decision to make the Run for Respect all virtual. So those are the first two major things that our students and Beth Shelton and I, who is she's my assistant. She works with me every day. And then two of the other teachers, actually three of the other teachers in the program, four, with the Unified Theater program. We all had, that was our first realization, is that, okay. But then as we started in on this whole idea of remote learning, we've just had to make adjustments as we've gone along. And I think some things that if I try to look at the positives of everything, one is all my students are safe and they're all healthy and they're home and they're doing what they're supposed to do. So that's number one. And then number two, I'm very, very thankful for technology, even though like we might be having difficulties today with our, things like that happen. But Beth and I get to see our students twice a week in Google Meets, and we get to talk to them on the phone. They'll, they send us pictures if they cook something. So we still have a very great relationship with our students, and we're still able to talk about events and talk about things and post lessons. We have a great Google Classroom. We're still watching CNN 10 every day, and we're still discussing that. So I keep trying to look at all the positives, and I feel very fortunate to be in such a supportive environment as Pontiac Township High School, and to have Beth and the two of us working together tirelessly to make sure the needs of our students are met the best that we can meet them. And we have great families and great parents, and so we are very fortunate in that respect. But is it the way I want it to be? No. Do I want to see my students? Yes. Do I want to have, our unified theater and all that? Yes. But it is what it is.
Yeah. So is there any lessons that you learned or tips you can share for if for both for other special ed teachers, if maybe hopefully they'll school principals and school districts and all supportive, but if they're not, or even if they are supportive, can you share any lessons or tips that you are doing with your special ed students?
Sure. I think one of the things is to try to build on lessons and routines that you already have established. So the big push is do no harm. So everything that we're doing, we're trying to maintain skills that our students already have. So Beth, my assistant, is great at every day she posts a daily challenge for our students. So they're fun, they're engaging. Yesterday was Earth Day, so she wanted to know what are ways that you recycle. So, and today we did look up specific items online. If now everybody is shopping online now, so look up these different things online and let us know how much do they cost. So it's just really taking the relationships that we've already built and the skills that the students already have, and then try to continue those skills and maintaining those skills. So that's probably my biggest. And then I think, and I know all teachers are doing this, they're all having some type of video calling, or they're calling their students on the phone or something. And I think that's really important too. And I know teachers are doing that. I know I talked to other Pontiac High School teachers, and I know they are. So I know lots of teachers are doing that.
Awesome. And is there any tips maybe for advice that you can share to encourage now that you talked about other teachers, now kind of move it into the parents, for particularly parents for those of us with disabilities. What advice can you give to them to help them help their students / who are your students, but any advice to parents for those of us with disabilities?
Sure, sure. I would say the main thing is it's going to be okay. And don't beat yourself up if you're not sure exactly what to do. So get in, and the neat thing too is that just your daily routines in your life, those are important independent living skills that we all need to work on. So making your bed and helping with cleaning your room and cleaning the house and making food, those are all parts of just making sure your day-to-day routines are being met, and so those are neat. So if parents are doing that, which I know they are, then they're doing a great thing. And by watching, the news or reading the newspaper online, or looking at anything, there's so much out there right now that is just part of our daily lives that is really learning. So, and maintaining skills. So that's the biggest thing, I think, is just don't worry, it's okay. And we'll all get through this together.
Awesome. What is this? I was going to bring this up in the first segment, but we can also relate it to this segment as well. So in partnership with Special Olympics Illinois, we co-produced a health podcast original mini series.
Yes.
You've probably seen that, and now it's part of the viewers digital media viewers guide that's on soill.org every Wednesday at 7 a.m. And so part 0 was kind of with the whole COVID-19 and what people can do to prevent it, and then we parts 1 through 5 is healthy fitness tips related to the School of Strength and the Fit 5 guide, and so related to this health mini series. It's okay. This question is partly a shameless plug, but partly also in sharing these free podcast resources, such as this health mini series. Any recommendations to share this particular health mini series with your students and other students that they can use both this health podcast original mini series and the School of Strength and the Fit 5, all three of those. Any recommendations to share?
Absolutely. So one of the neat things is before that we all were at shelter at home and staying at home, my students were training for the Run for Respect. Mm-hmm. We were doing Couch to 5K, and we were meeting 2 to 3 times a week after school, and we were being a part of the Unified Fitness program. And so when we ended up at home, we saw the videos, and I shared them to my page. I have a Facebook page, which is called Ms. Baumgardner's Class at PTHS. That's another Facebook page we have. And we shared all those videos on there, and we've been encouraging our students to take part in those videos. And when we have our Google Meets, we talk about it, and my students have been. And one thing that's super cool is one of the young men that's in the video series, his name is Vince from Colorado. I actually know him and met him when I was at World Games out in LA, and his mom, Karen, was actually my roommate. So when I saw those videos and I saw Vince, I was like, oh my gosh, I know him.
Awesome. For a second, I thought you were talking about the World Games in 2019, the sweatshirt that I'm wearing.
No, it was back in LA. Yeah.
I was there as well.
Yeah, so that was great. And I think those videos are fantastic. And I love how Dave Breen is working out. So you can go to the Special Olympics page and watch and work out with Dave. Yeah, I love it.
Dave and his daughter and Kathy, who's from the board. Yep. And so definitely we'll definitely put links to where people can check out the new School of Strength, which was they pushed up the release. SOI pushed up the release of that from when they originally planned to release it with WWE, but then also the Fit 5 as well, and this health mini series. We'll put links to all of that in the show notes on specialchronicles.com for episode 369. And so if we play our cards right, hopefully by Thanksgiving we'll be able to get to episode 400. Even though we have done more than 400 episodes because some of the episodes are not numbered with this sequence. But yeah. So now, as we come to a close, and Cheryl, how can our listeners, how can our viewers follow your class, your school, as well as plugs for the Special Olympics Unified Champion School programs if they want to get it started in their school? Any website and social media resources to share with all listeners?
Sure. I would love to have them check out our Facebook pages, which is Run for Respect Virtual 5K Run and Ms. Baumgardner's class at PTHS. And they can always email me too, and which is lbaumgardner@pontiac90.org. I love to have conversations with other people and other teachers, and if they're interested in Unified Champion Schools, I cannot say enough good things about Unified Champion Schools. When Jen Kelso called me and said, hey, many years ago, hey, I've got this idea for you and we would love to have you a part, the world opened for my students, and it has given me an avenue to promote this inclusion revolution and this whole idea that all people deserve to have respect and to be included. And I appreciate Special Olympics Illinois so much for all the support that they give. I cannot say enough good things about Special Olympics Illinois. So I would love to have them. Yeah, anybody can contact me, and I'd love to talk to them about it.
Awesome. Well, I'll make sure to include all those links to your Facebook pages and email. You will have to send those to to text those to me so I can put those in the show notes on specialchronicles.com for episode 369. I have to keep looking at that episode number. And so as we come to a close, both on topics related to the One for Respect and this special education in time of social distancing, share any final thoughts that you and I think I'm going to title this episode not virtual one for. I'm just going to title it One for Respect in the time of social distancing. I think that's
good.
So that way it covers both segments. I think that's a good title. So on that note, can you share with our listeners any final thoughts on your overall time here today on Special Chronicles?
Well, I really appreciate you letting me come on and talking with me about something that I am truly passionate about, and that is the Run for Respect and Unified Champion Schools, and just the idea of this inclusion revolution. So I really appreciate being given that opportunity to talk to you again about all these things that are so important. And I think that we just all need to remember that we're all in this together, and that we will come out of this a better, stronger society, and we will move forward from all of this. And I feel very fortunate to be a part of such a wonderful organization as Special Olympics Illinois, and I really hope lots and lots and lots of people register for the Run for Respect.
Awesome. Yeah. And I think what you just said ties in with our governor, J.B. Pritzker started a campaign that really we're the only state that has this campaign all in for Illinois, and I think it ties in. And then Special Olympics Illinois created T-shirts called hashtag in this together T-shirts with a heart. So it's all related to that. So it's been a joy having you on the program, Laura. Our guest has been Laura Baumgardner, a special education teacher from National Special Olympics Unified Champion School in Pontiac, Illinois. Thank you again, Laura, for coming on the Special Chronicles show.
Thanks very much.
And until next time, I hope all of you listeners will remember to show compassion, show love, stay safe, stay healthy, and remember, choose to include. We'll see you next week. Until next week, remember, choose to include.
Special Chronicles, giving respect and a voice to people with special needs.
All right, that was 52 minutes and of the audio podcast. So I'm going to go ahead and stop that. And for those of you watching the live video, that we may, if it's too distracting for people, we may only put up one part of it. But stay subscribed to the audio podcast because that's where you can hear the full conversation. And let me just go and I just have to double check to see that. There you go. You recorded. I have to just always double check that.
Sure.
Awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and just in the live video.